Why is my face so dim? All right, I guess I have to. My face might be dim, but my mind is not. Counselor. All right, and then we go live on TikTok too. TikTok too. Wouldn't you like to be a Dr. Pepper too? There we go. There's no way in hell anybody knew what that was from, but it was kind of a famous, an '80s hit movie. Wouldn't you like to be a Dr. Pepper too? All right. For those dying to know, it was the movie Short Circuit about a little robot that becomes intelligent, that gains consciousness in a lightning strike. Okay. We're live, and anything else I need to check on here? Good. Right. Yeah. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Let's take a look at the market. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, we got to just jump right into it. We had a CPI data this morning. That's inflation measurement. We had an inflation measurement this morning, which is the month-to-month inflation measurement, giving us also the year-over-year change rate as well. And both the month-to-month and year-over-year were slightly better than predictions, which means the market probably hasn't fully priced in the good news. And so the market popped and started to adjust. The market went up a bit. See if it can tell me exactly how much. I went up like 1%. Yeah, it went up about 1% across the board, except for one sector didn't go up, and that would be consumer staples. And that makes total sense, because why would you want to be in Campbell's soup and toilet paper when it's looking like, if inflation is slowing and going away, this could be one of the last best times to put all your money into, and your consumer staples money into potential growth stocks coming around the pike. And so that brings us to a very good pick on the day, Meta, one of the better picks on the day. But about the market, what's it going to do today? Who knows for sure, obviously. But let's pull up a multi-day and see where liquidity levels are at. The domino effect of nearby highs is just hard to ignore on a day like today. We'll probably be seeking liquidity higher. But that still might be all she wrote. It might go up to, the market may go up a couple points today, break recent highs, and then the following day not really be able to continue. It could be a move that a lot of people take profits on very carefully, or hedge after. And further data is coming tomorrow and Friday as well, and then next week I'm sure as well. Let's see, Thursday, Friday. Thursday, we got PPI tomorrow, and we have retail sales and consumer sentiment on Friday. We got building permits on Tuesday. Yeah, next week actually is not that big of a deal. So this was the biggest deal. So it'll be an interesting day on the market, that's for sure. But it ought to be green, but you just never know. I've seen these things after a couple of minutes, a couple of hours, completely turn around, tank, bleed out, and what looked like good news kicks off one of the worst bleed out cycles we've ever seen. I've seen that happens. So, but the way the market is looking, and with this data, nearby liquidity, I think we have a green day today. Happy to be wrong, though. We'll figure that out. You got to be able to be on your toes if you're a trader. All right, and we're also looking at, as you can see here, Htcr, PBLA, Celz, CELZ, Saito fully fading out, RCLF, kind of holding, Nutx, which is very interesting. I'd like to see if that's gonna go. It has some potential. YVR, I believe, is Chinese related, possibly, and NMTC. And the best of that bunch is Celz at the moment. And since it started, Celz has done well and held up, had a nice soft volume pullback, a long base. We love those long bases. And when that breaks out, guys, that's a very long, when I draw that triangle, that's a very long triangle, nice and long. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's still a good entry. The risk reward is there. This is a very nice breather on Celz. It's pretty low float too, at 13.8 million, the last reported one that I have here. You can also go to floatchecker.com and it will give you the float on from information from like a bunch of websites. So I'm going to floatchecker.com right now. See that here. And I type Celz, for example, since that's we're right on that. And then boom, it says Yahoo Finance says not available. Finviz says 13.7. Ameritrade says 13.7. Morningstar 13.7. Wall Street Journal 13.8. And I've got 13.83 here, getting from the Wall Street Journal. HTCR 5.84. You always take the lowest number. The Wall Street Journal says 1.17. That just seems way off. I'm not sure what that's about, but maybe it is extremely low. 4.7, if 4, it's probably in the 4 million-ish. So there you go. That's called floatchecker.com, by the way. So thank you for the follow. Who followed me? LOLOLO is the name of the. Wonderful. And anyway, so Chris says, sell the news. You're long Meta and NVIDIA. Yeah, it kind of is a little bit of that. Yeah. That's a really good point. A way to think of it, Chris. It's like if the data comes in as expected, that's kind of a sell the news event. And that, boy, I'm getting a lot of follows. Thank you very much. Myman, thank you. And Happy Face Dude, thank you. And so anyway, I forget what we're talking about, but yeah, boom, sell the news. Yes, when things hit expectation, you sell the news potentially because there's really nothing left. But except that I think that the inflation numbers are pretty positive. Hard to get away from the fact that you'd want to invest based on them. But yeah, taking it carefully is a good idea. And if we're gonna have a nice green day, yeah, I would imagine a lot of smart money will be taking profits. The smart money knows this is not the lowest price that they're going to see in the next 1,000 years. They'll see a lower price. They can get back in. So it could be a profit-taking day on strength if it becomes strong. Noggin looks good. Noggin, yeah. No, I'm not saying that. So I'm reading somebody's comment. Yeah, I don't know. I think you might be out of your noggin on that one. All right, the market's going to open in about 4 minutes. So cool. We're on top of everything. Again, Celz, which we're watching over here, doing quite well. We alerted that in our group early, around 90 cents-ish. And it's now at $1.30. So that's pretty good. And a very nice base. And the pre-market high is $1.37. That's what you're looking to break. Viral videos. You keep asking about SPY. We just went over the market, and it's the same. SPY is the same as the Qs. So possibly a green day on the market because of good inflation numbers. All right, why don't I pull up SPY? Let's for you. Really want to see it? I can pull it up. You pulled up Pi. Something wrong with my keyboard the last day on my laptop here. Yeah, so SPY is going to open breaking recent highs. That's even better than the Qs, which have to go through some resistance. And so SPY might fly even more readily than the Qs. However, the data suggests that today is going to be a NASDAQ heavy day, a heavier NASDAQ day. But we'll see as the market starts flowing. We'll see what really transpires. Okay, cool. So Celz, CELZ is where we're really focusing our gunpowder this morning. Came from like 40-ish cents, I believe. 44 cents yesterday. It's now at $1.30. Doing well. Yeah, see now Nutx not making me too happy. Already going to de-risk a little on that because I got in too big, I think. In my humble opinion. There, I de-risked got a little de-risk on Nutx. Has a lot of potential, but that doesn't mean it has to happen. Still need to manage your risk. I mean, Elon Musk has a lot of potential too, right? Like we can get to Mars, but are we going to? Seems like it, but are we going to? You know what I'm saying? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And then what did we say this morning? When it comes to trading, all chickens die. So don't count your chickens before they hatch, because even the ones who hatch die too. I love it. But every trade comes to an end. Everyone. I don't care if you bought it 40 years ago. At one point it will die. Every trade is a trade. Okay, market is open, and let's see what goes on with Celz. Htcr is fading out. Alerts here. BGCR. I'll take a look at that in a minute. Celz a little bit of pullback inside of this base that it's in. It could skyrocket right over 120.37, and if it does, turn into another little momentum blip. But if it breaks down, VWAP, I have to cut probably my remaining shares and just take it from there. Nutx, what are you going to do? We don't know. Nutx kind of fading out, as a matter of fact. Nutx. Well, somebody's buying up my shares that I'm de-risking. So there's a bit of a fight at the open on Nutx. But we want to see some positive sign on Nutx. I'd like to see it get over 105 for it to constitute any kind of entry. The market itself is a little bit selling off at the open. The only thing greening, that could be a new verb we can come up with, is PBLA. PBLA. I can't quite read the word there, but something therapeutic. So it looks biotech probably. Meta being bought up off the open strongly, that will probably affect the Qs and the market. Okay, the market's dip buying is what's going on there. That's the fastest reclaim I've seen from the market in a long time, so I don't believe it. You know, I'd much rather trust a 10 a.m. low, dip buy from there. But hey, if it's going to do it, it's going to do it. What are you going to do? The market will speak. Like I said, I think, we go up to 2% today, probably on the market. Riot right now, not much. Bitcoin has been popping, but yeah, it might have reached valuation right now currently. So there goes Meta more. I did want to get 10 more shares. Let me get 10 more. I wish I had thought of that a minute ago. Did I just get 50 more? Oh no, okay. I didn't want that. Yeah, we should expect a pullback. Whatever transpires by 10 a.m. Will be the max. Potentially, there's a good chance that by 10 a.m. that's max move, or whatever it is you're watching. And if it's not, then that would be a good positive sign if it keeps going. But all right, yep, Meta's still going. Oh, I did buy more. Oh no, that's correct. That's correct. All right, well, Celz is looking like it's maybe not going to happen. Although, every time it touched FWAP, we had a very strong purchase. Let's see what happens. We're getting close to FWAP. It's about at 120. Nutx is what? Not doing anything. Nutx is failing out. Is that what you kind of wanted to say? Well, good thing I've been de-risking then. I don't think anybody's nutting on Nutx today. Randy knew there was a joke in there somewhere. Jesus. All right, de-risking my more on Nutx. Bobby Blue Eyes says, "LOL." And the other one is Solo. Yesterday we got into Solo, and that is up 3%. Hey, you can't complain. Now, if Celz can just do something, might have a good trading morning here. Anything else moving around? Let me know. Tests. This is something that I didn't notice till just now. Tests. What's up with that? Okay, that's a buyout. All right. Split. Cyto TRTN. TRTN. Now grow. No, you grow. No, all right. Oh, nothing on there. All right, I'm pretty much just about all out on Nutx. To take a 0.2 RL on that one. No biggie. The reward potential was well worth it. Because we were talking about like $1.80 as a reward target today. So that's about like 18 to 1. It was a super good try. All right, the market, is hanging kind of just pegging is what we say, sort of hanging out where it's hanging out. Yeah, Celz is up 152% on the day, okay, since yesterday. That doesn't mean it's going up, though. Just always remember that. Just because you see something is up doesn't mean it's up currently. It could be all on the way. It could have been on the way down for the last 10 hours, doing nothing but going down. You could get into something going down, even though CNBC or some websites or the numbers say that something is up. When it comes to trading, you need to know the current direction. That doesn't tell you it. Yeah, PBLA. Yeah, did you go for that? Possibility, but a very small float. Just didn't catch the momentum. CYTO is looking a bit better. That's a very strong push up over 1, 2 pivots, a shelf and a pivot. Boom, CYTO. How can just my small allocation rip down that much? Thanks a lot, Nutx. Cyto, CYTO. Cyto going psycho. Wow, you need about 40 cents of risk. And it looks pretty risky already as it stands. So I'll get a medium allocation if I can even get a fill, but I think so. There we go. All right, let's try on Cyto next. See what we got. All right, Celz. I got flatten over there. It's breaking pivot. If it doesn't, I'm going to give it 10 more seconds. Yeah, no, I'm out. Our Celz entry from this morning. So far, overall for me today, it's fairly a wash because Celz did well, Nutx not so well. And that's it. That's basically all that's going on. Solo, it's doing okay. We'll see by midday, but so far, kind of neither here nor there. Thanks for the follow, DJ. I'm Carl. DJ, do you think it's true what they say that it's a bull market, or is it flattening out? That's not even what they say. That's what I say also. I think the bull market started a couple months ago. I called that, as a matter of fact. I called that as the bottom. And then it's been, all the signs have been showing that to be true. YVR, everybody. YVR. Excuse me, YVR. Celz is broken down. We don't want that anymore. People got burned on that. Pivot point's broken. 18 cents, 23 cents, 5 cents of risk. Can't do that math fast enough. That one, okay. So, 5,000 shares. And, yep, Cyto holding that reversal. CYTO. Who lost $4 billion already this week? How about shorting Anheuser-Busch? Yeah, Bud, right? Let me see. Man, it doesn't look like they got hit that bad, frankly. That 64 instead of a peak of 67. I mean, yeah, everyone's complaining about it. It's probably it's not that big of a deal on the price. A lot of volume, but looks like it's been a fight. It's pretty hard to stop drinking beer. But doesn't Bud also own Michelob, or no? Does what's the next competitor to Budweiser? Who would which one would everybody switch to? Probably Michelob, right? Okay, what was it? Saito is working out. So it may try to test pre-market highs. Saito. Wow, it may be going for a $2.50 pivot right now. Break, a pivot break. Cores, gotcha. Now, I don't know if Cores is on the market. Probably is. Does anybody know the ticker if it is? Molson Coors Beverage Company, TAP. Their ticker is TAP. Let's see what their stock chart looks like right there for the last few days. Up, yeah. The money went over to Coors. That's it. So it's the TAP long play. Bud short, tap long. You put those both on. That's called a short long, and that could really work out for you. All right, I'm going to take a tiny smidge of profit already on Saito. Am I? I don't know. Might just let it run a little bit till 10 a.m. Let's see what happens. The market itself still kind of it's selling off a little bit, I'd have to say. But also, so is Staples. So the whole market itself is selling off. It's a profit-taking moment. The question is, where is it going? It looks like it's going into oil. So that's where it's not going into the dollar. It's not going into gold. It's not going into crypto. So where is smart money putting the money? Where are they putting the proceeds? You know, it has to go somewhere. Looks like it's going to oil. Just odd. It's really strange. But I'm gonna go get some oil. We'll see if I'm right on the day. Now the mistake I made on oil last time was not buying enough, because the contracts are pretty cheap. I should probably work on getting about 4 contracts. I'll buy more if we hit down here. Trade. What? Why can I not set that trade? That's strange. Maybe you can't do stop. Maybe there's some law about oil. Maybe you can't do limit orders on oil. I've never heard of that, but I don't know. Anyway, Nutx with a full-on fade out. Thank God we got out of that. YVR moving. So is Saito. And I'm in both of those. Hopefully you guys have grabbed a little bit of that. The whole like Meta thing, it might not be the right time on Meta. Is this going to accelerate into a sell-off? It's kind of acting like it is, but we haven't even reached yesterday's prices yet. We're way in the stratosphere, and we're still coming down, taking profits this morning. It may very well turn out to be a 10 a.m. dip buy entry across the market. YVR, Saito. So do is you get some long tap. And wow, nobody's even buying the options on that. But I bet they're shorting Bud. Let me take a look at that chart again on Cores, which is tap. I can pick out a support level. You have to go with 53, and it's at 54. All right. Okay, so I'm long tap, and now I want to go short Bud. So you get both of those, you see. That's how you make that trade, long short trade. Now, what is my market correlated delta on tap? Delta 15. That doesn't seem. Some puts on Bud. And now we can measure that. Bud, negative 22. Okay, so I need a little more tap to get balanced delta on that. More. Take a look at Saito and YVR. Okay, they're still working. And now, still not quite there. Okay, more. There we go. That pretty much puts it right on the button. Okay, a little bit more. Let's do this Budweiser trade, huh? All right, there we go. That should put it at direct even. Yes. No, as a matter of fact, I could get a little more tap, a little more cores. So you go long on cores, tap, and short on Bud. I didn't buy options on Carl. I bought shares, but I bought puts on Bud. Tap. Okay. Well, that over to my hedges section. We'll just watch that a couple days and see if it works. So, because right now it's delta neutral, which means I've bought as much Bud short as I've bought tap long. So technically, if there's no difference between the two, they go nowhere. But if there's a difference between the two, including if the market goes up and down, because they'll go up and down together, nothing will happen. So I've removed the market from the equation. So now the only money you would make or lose is the difference in market share between Bud and tap. And so that's how you play that trade. And so we just watch that. We'll watch that for a couple of days and see if it actually does something. For those of you who were also doing the same, going long shares and going and buying puts, the proper ratio is about one contract of put on Bud per 100 shares long on tap. That's just a coincidence. I mean, I dialed it in. It just happens to be that the delta on your puts don't match, so that's unrelated. It's a coincidence that it happens to be 100 per contract short on put. The puts. One put, 100 shares long tap. One put Bud, 100 shares long tap. Oh, Saito's freaking out. Let's go take a look. Yes, that hit that 250 level. Jesus, wow, it sure did. Okay. And Meta, I've got to flatten that. That's just been a disaster. Screw you, Meta. The whole market bleeding out. I mean, that just goes to show, just goes to show that can happen. That's what I was saying. Let's take a look at the daily chart on the market for a sec. Yeah, we're now below yesterday's close. So that's a significant turnaround. This is beyond taking profits. This is, and consumer staples are going up. This is rotation into safety. So smart money, big money, apparently feels the safest move right now on these numbers are to take money off of the table and put it into safety. So that'd be healthcare stocks and consumer staples. Where else am I seeing any support? You know, all the inflation stocks are actually moving down as well, but except for oil and not energy. Oil, consumer staples, and healthcare. What about utilities? Yeah, and utilities are going up. So that's all safety other than the oil. Utilities, healthcare, consumer staples. Everything else, they're getting the hell out. So I did too. I'm out at the Meta trade. But of course, I'm going to keep. Yeah, I'll check that out in a second. Of course, I'm going to keep the Bud trade on. So when that starts panning, it's already up. It's already working. Let's see. Yeah, it depends on how you look at it, but it's already up like multiple percent. People are scared of upcoming earnings, Nick. Yeah, could be. Except, you know, we had a fairly favorable CPI report, and so, and yet, yeah. So to sell the news, it's exactly what Chris said. That's what's going on. It's so let's take our profits and prepare for earnings season, essentially. YVR didn't really go. I might flatten that in a minute here. Go ahead and de-risk a little. I already had a smaller position. You're welcome. What? So what about fucking SU? How do you think bank earnings will go Friday? Oh, I really don't know on that one. We'll see, man. Let's just see what it does and trade it. I'm looking at that SU stock right now. Silver Lulu, whatever your name is. I don't even know if you're still watching. Um, yeah, but Suncor used to be good. You know, energy's not the trade right now. You're barking up the wrong sector. Okay, the market capitulating off the bottom a little bit. Okay, you are watching right on. Okay, cool. Yeah, Suncor in energy, not really a go right now, except oil is moving a little bit. Let me take a look at oil itself, CL. Yeah, oil actually itself is at a nice breakout point. Reclaim, bottom reversal. So I better pre-breakout domino effect entry points we've seen in a while. So okay, maybe on that basis, you know, maybe just on the valuation of oil and not the company. You guys don't already follow me, make sure you click the follow button. may have hit bottom. Well, there's not much else going on. Let's see if we can find any other tickers of interest. Jewel, no. Some million shares, JWEL. Oh, it's just not enough volume. NMTC, we're monitoring. TUP. Oh, yeah, I got that Tupperware. It was a sell off the other day. Much. TUP. HTCR, we're already following. It's fading out. I think probably the best thing to transpire today was just the idea of the Budweiser course market share rotation play. It's an interesting one, and I'm in it now, and it's working out. Now, let's see. Looking at, what did you just say? GFI. Okay, yeah, GFI taking off from 17 all the way to 23. We've already missed one breakout, and now we're going to have to wait. Bye. Truly zoom in. I was thinking that this report would probably cause AI to pop. I was looking at AI, and I did take a look at GFAI this morning, and neither of them showed that. But obviously now the market has spoken. Wow, it's really moving. I mean, if you had a high frequency trading setup, maybe you could be playing around with this momentum, but you've got to wait for a longer base pullback now. Okay, well, I think that pretty much does it. We're on top of everything this morning. We're going to stay on top of all this in the group. Let's move back into the group, and everybody else out there in social media land. If you'd like to come join our group, click the link in the description in the bio on my profile. You can find it, and come join our group, and we'll see you there. All right. Bye, everybody. Remember, all chickens die.